This is Alpha Proto, I'm Alpha Proto, and I've been gone for a while. I've been trying to put things in order. About, like, what am I going to do with this character, Art's really weird, you try to make a living off of it, and just trying to be your own businessman and stuff is just hard. My dog died. There was like a phase where I was like, oh, every time I think about my dog, I tear up. She died on the 11th of last month, so it's like a month and a day. I'm still trying to get over that. Hey, Ryan. Hey, Leonard. What's up? Good to see you too. Thank you for being here. But yeah. What else? Focus on. Audition for a movie. Audition for the Game Chasers movie. That was cool. Like, drove down to Fort Worth. It's the first audition I've had in a while where I've actually had to act for a camera and all that stuff. It was really different because I usually do voice acting. I usually audition at home and send in the lines, and it was an interesting experience. I probably didn't get the part though because I was shaking. Okay, let me just talk about that. Hey, it's a trap. What's up? Yeah, I don't like thinking about. It's weird, it's like memories make you sad sort of thing. But yeah, that was something that hit me really hard because she'd been around for 15 years, but you're like, whoa, that dog's been around a long time, hey, let go. It's like, come on. Having a pet or something is like part of your daily routine. That's like part of your life, just having your dog, You take care of your dog every day. You pet your dog every day. Come on. You take your dog for a walk, You just put time and effort and love and care into your dog and give it back to you. And so it's almost like if you make your bed every day, you wake up and you make your bed every day, and then all of a sudden you don't have a bed anymore. You still, like, if you wake up in the morning, if you're on a futon, I guess, or in a sleeping bag, you go, oh, I don't have my bed. I miss having a bed. What it's like. It's more like, oh, I come home from work. My dog will greet me. My dog's not there. I miss having a dog. Oh, I have to turn on the hall light when I walk down the hall at nighttime to make sure I don't trip over my dog. So it's like, oh, I don't have to. My dog's not there. She died. Anyway, voice acting is the acting is interesting. The voice acting is going pretty good too. Yeah, I'm so intense with my acting. But the thing is, oh, my address is on this. But okay, I didn't. He asked Billy Chaser. Hey, my address is on there. Don't dox yourself. Doxed me. Anyway, Billy Chaser was he's directing the movie, and I saw the audition. It popped up, and I was like, "Oh, hello, M.U.G.E.N. Good to have you." There's no music. I'm trying to be semi-serious. It's been a while. But yeah, my dog. I'm jumping around. My dog died, and to show my distance from that situation, I cut my hair. So this is how much hair I have after a month and a day. My hair grows. The more my hair grows, the more I heal, I guess. But yeah, I was supposed to, apparently he came up and he was like, hey, how you doing? You know what? Maybe I should just explain that. You know what? This is going to be a while. I'll just play some music. Alright. So, I usually use a GPS TomTom GPS. That's what I've used for years. Like, I got a driver's license, so I was like, okay, I can drive anywhere I want, but I don't know where anything is. Oh, let's solve that problem then. Let's buy a GPS. So I get a GPS. I use the GPS from TomTom, and I leave my door unlocked to my car one day, and then someone steals it. And then I buy another one, and it's super outdated. And then it, like, the power jack breaks. So, okay, I gotta get a new one. And the new one doesn't have any updates either, hardly. It's probably 5 years old. And the Metroplex of Dallas, like Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington, all that stuff, they're constantly doing construction work. So, instead of buying an update or anything for outdated TomToms that are cheap, because no one uses TomToms anymore, or GPSs, because they're all on their phones. They have smartphones. I didn't have a smartphone last year. I have one now. I use the smartphone's GPS system to drive around. And I got lost. I got lost for like an hour. I missed one turn. I was driving my way to Fort Worth, and I was supposed to stay on the ground, but I took an overpass, and I overpassed everything. So a drive that was supposed to be like 41 minutes ended up being like an hour and 20 minutes. I got there on time, though. I got there on time. I get places on time. Oh, Medkit. Yeah, Medkit, you got here pretty early, I guess. I was supposed to be here at 9, but my microphone wasn't working, and I'm not used to having live streams. I wasn't even sure if I wanted to have a live stream. But then I started thinking about it, I'm like, you gotta get back into the groove of things, man. Everybody's gonna just forget about you if you don't have a live stream. So here I am, having a live stream. And Leonard. He says, it's like that with my new job. I deliver replacement cell phones to customers' home after I use my GPS every single time. Yeah. Honestly, even when I'm going places sure of, I use GPS just to have an estimate of how close or how far away I am to the place. I just don't trust this. This Trap Production says, Proto was never late, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he needs to. I guess? I don't know, it's kind of like, you know, still in production. It's a prototype. Oh, hello, Jay-Z Kitty. Nice to have you here. Appreciate it. Oh, what else? Oh yeah, I was talking about my audition. So, I always give myself about an hour, or sometimes even 2 hours of like get lost time when I'm trying to go somewhere for the first time. Because I always get lost. But if I don't get lost, it gives me time to prepare, you know, prep time. Maybe some time to do some stretches, get loose, limber, just get there early. Get to auditions and like studio sessions early. Just to get acclimated to the environment and what's going on and how things are going. Use the bathroom, I guess, if there's a bathroom. Drink some water. So I get there, but I you know, I kind of missed the place. I parked behind it, and I was like, okay, I'm getting out. It says I'm here. I'm gonna walk around until I get there. So I get there. It was the Fort Worth Theater something. I don't know. So I walk in, and it looks like a restaurant. I'm like, okay, I'm at a restaurant, but this is supposed to be the place. And I say, yes. No, wait, they asked me, may I help you? And I'm like, yes, I'm here for the audition. They're like, oh, the audition. Well, that would be outside at the big door. You go through the big door, you won't miss it. And I'm like, thanks. He's like, no problem. You know, theater people. Theater, jazz hands. So I go in there, and I see a bunch of kids. There's a bunch of kids sitting in a circle with their parents, you know, going over the scripts. They're like, the kids are like this, and then the parents are like, I'm like, all right. So I walk in through the door, and you know, I always introduce myself kind of. I was like, I walk in, and everybody's like, "Hi." I'm like, "Hi, my name's Alpha Proto, and I'm an alcoholic." They're like, "Ha ha ha ha!" And I'm like, just kidding." You gotta say "just kidding" nowadays. But they're like, "Yeah, it does look like an AA meeting." And I'm like, "Yeah, let me enter the circle of trust." So I jumped in the circle of chairs where they had all the people waiting. I waited, and I brought what did I bring? I didn't get a script. All I got was a call time, I guess. Oh, the video froze. It froze. So it's not working right now? The video's not working? Is it working now? Maybe I froze. Technology. Well, I hope it unfreezes. Oof. Yeah, it looks like it's working now, I guess. On my end, I'm using Wi-Fi, I'm not using wire right now. The wire always falls out of my computer and my PlayStation 4. So it's kind of useless, kind of. Except for when it works, then it's not useless. Back to my story. This is story time. Long story time. Story time, everybody. So, what else? Okay, so Billy from the Game Chasers. No, wait. First thing happens, Billy comes in and he says hello to the kids and takes them to the audition. Jay walked by. This is the second Game Chaser, and he saw me. But anyway, yeah. Then the other guy came in for the role. He probably got it. But Billy showed up. He walked up to me and shook my hand and said, "Hey, how you doing?" He's like, "I'm here for the part of Charlie." And he's like, "Oh, yeah. Did you get the sides?" And I was like, "No, I didn't get any sides." He's like, "Oh, that's weird. I didn't get sides." But I was like, "No, I didn't get any sides. I emailed you." He's like, "Oh, okay." And I was like, "Yeah, I emailed you about if you have to be union or non-union, because on the audition call, you know, it said union." And he was like, "Oh, okay." He's open call, and he's like, "Yeah, okay." He's like, "Cool, I'll go get you some sides." And I was like, "All right." And then he left, and then another guy came in, and he asked him the same thing. He was there for the part of Charlie, and he was like, "Did you get sides?" And I was like, "No." So it was like, okay, we're on an even playing field here. Nobody has sides for the character, so no one's memorized any of the lines. So it's kind of like, we're going to walk in there with the script that he hands us, and we're going to have to read it. I found that the longer I wait to do something, like, if someone goes before me, like, when I was reading in class as a kid, if everyone had to read, I'd be calm, I'd be cool. But then when it came to me, like, the closer, like, things got to me, like, as we went down the line and we read, it would come to me, and then I'd get nervous. So I said, you know what, I'm going first. Like, when he asked me if I'm ready, I'm going to say, yeah, I'm ready, I'm going for it. So that's what happened. I went down into the audition place. It's like the theater, I guess. And after looking over the script a few times, you know, I was basically winging it. And I asked him, can I read from the script? And he was like, yeah. So I met everyone, and I saw Jay from the Game Chasers. And I was like, hey, you owe me some matches. You owe me a match in Tekken. And he was like, do I know you from somewhere? And I was like, yeah, every year I go to Retro Palooza and I challenge you to Tekken. And he's like, oh, I thought I knew you from somewhere. He's like, but you had dreadlocks. And I was like, yeah, I cut them off, my dog died. Maybe I should stop telling everybody my dog died. But yeah, I had a whiteboard. I wrote my name on it. This a guy from, what's it called? Beat 'em ups. I don't know I can't think of his name right now. I'm thinking. Wait. Let me check something. Wood. Yeah, a guy named Wood from Beat 'em Ups was there. And he was there, and he was the one who would read the script to me, you know? Like, he was reading the other roles. And I'm not going to go over script because I'd be leaking the script of the Game Changer to you. But I'll say there was a part where I was supposed to get scared. So, instead of just screaming like I was scared, I screamed and I took a bump, like wrestling bump. I was like, ugh! And I just fell back. And I hit the ground. And they were like, whoa, that's cool. Are you there? What? Can't hear me. My mic says my mic's working. My mic's working. Is the music too loud? Is it? Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Bring the mic in. Yes, sirree. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Is that better? I want to tell my story. I haven't gotten to telling my story much. No one really cares about auditions. Okay, the video wasn't frozen on Twitch and the sound's fine. Good, good. I'm trying up my TV, but you still sound very low. Very low? Good. Get in there. Yeah. Really get in there with the mic. There. Okay. Now, is this better? I need to know. Is this any better? You know, just checking. You know, does the sound good? Picture good? Just making sure. I haven't did this for a while, so I could probably make some mistakes. Just making sure all the sound's fine, everything's good. All right. So I'm there, and I do a bump. I go boom, and they're like, "Whoa, are you okay?" And it's like, I was like, "Yeah." I trained to be a wrestler for 6 months, and they're like, "Whoa, whoa, huh? You're really going for it, falling on that concrete like that." And I was like, "Yeah." And I was cool with them the whole time. Like the first run was awesome. Like I wasn't really shaking that much, and I'd always have my left hand going like this to kind of throw things off. Like, cause my hand's like. So, man, this is way too close for me. Sorry. Anyway, so I'm like shaking. After that first time, I guess my adrenaline kicked in, like, boom. But yeah, when we're having a conversation, like casual talk before the actual cameras started running for the audition, I was pretty cool. At least I think I was cool. My dad humor kicked in. My corny dad humor. I'm not a dad though, which is weird. Dogs don't count. I don't have a dog anymore. But yeah, everything was cool. The first time I read through, I was pretty cool, you know. I don't know if I captured the character though. Like, it's kind of weird. The script didn't really lend itself to what I imagined the character was supposed to be. Like, I wish I could have went for it a little more, but just trying to read. I'm not used to reading and emoting with my body and stuff. I'm used to sticking to the script. and making sure I'm a proper distance from the microphone. I took improv classes, but part of me's like, okay, the audition probably wasn't what they were looking for. Maybe, I don't know. I feel like if I probably just halfway remembered stuff, just improv, like where they were going, like read it and then just made words come out of my mouth and that mean the same thing close to it. You know, Chris Tucker style. He just makes up the script anyway and just, yeah. I wish I could have did that. Maybe I would have had a little bit more energy than someone trying to read lines like they memorized them or something. Which is weird because I thought I would be able to do something like that since that's what I do for money anyway. But that was weird. Oh, I went to Okratron 5000 and recorded for SMITE. Not gonna tell you who. Not gonna tell you who. It's a secret. But that was a good experience. That was a lot of fun. I was really loose. Like, usually when I go to Okratron, I'm practicing accents or something, trying to get my mouth ready, like to do voices and all that stuff, like vocal exercises, dialect stuff, listening to people talk. But this was probably the most fun audition, like the most fun recording session I've had there. I told myself, instead of being uptight in case like Dragon Ball Super voice actors are there, I told myself, okay, whoever's there, I'm gonna walk up to them and I'm gonna shake their hand and I'm gonna act like I belong there, like I'm supposed to be there. Like, I haven't been in like hundreds of episodes or anything like that. But I'm a pro. I'm one of their peers. I'm in video games, so I'm gonna act like it. And walk up to him, smile again. Hi, I'm Jared. Alpha Proto. How are you? And then, say, hey, how are you? Small talk. Make small talk with the big voice actors and stuff. Like, see Goku, you see Sean Schimmel. You don't just awkwardly smile. You introduce yourself and you say hi. You see the dude who plays Beerus. You don't just smile and nod. You say hi. Hello, mister. How are you? Act like you're supposed to be there. Confidence. No fear. Yeah, what else? Oh! I'm not gonna use voices.com anymore. I auditioned. I got the 1 year special thing last year. I didn't book any roles though. I've had voices.com membership since 2011, and I've auditioned over 650 times. And I booked 14 roles. Now, out of those 14 roles, they were all video games, except for the first one. The first one was weird. But yeah, all of them were video games. So when it comes to video game characters, I'm your man. I know how to voice a character, but if you want a car commercial, apparently I'm not your guy. If you want a work safety course, I guess you don't want me to record it. If it comes to a commercial about herpes, I'm definitely not your guy. So I was supposed to the renewal showed up on the 7th for the membership, and I canceled it on the 4th. But guess what? It didn't cancel it. Sign me up again. And it took $399 out of my account, like, whoop. And I was like, I need that money. Oh. Hey, Ryan. He says, close to be let go. If you noticed, you were the first black person to voice Goku again. Oh yeah, I am the first black person to voice Goku. unless there's in a game, unless there's someone somewhere else in a country like Jamaica. I don't know who the Jamaican dub Goku is, Mom, but yeah. You know what? There's people who don't like my Goku voice, which is understandable. I try not to let... Okay. Here's another story. When I first started voice acting back when... I started voice acting for fun in the 90s as a kid. You know, my brother got a talk boy for Christmas, but guess who ended up using it? Me. So I just read stuff, and I would... What would I do? Yeah, read stuff and I play every character. Got a camcorder. And then I'd make cartoons and I'd play every character. Got the internet. And I didn't know that there was like message boards and all that stuff for like fan dubs, and never heard of a radio play. I heard of them, but I thought those were things from 1940s. Make sure you drink your Ovaltine. But one of the reasons I started voice acting was because, like, you know, one of my biggest gripes was I didn't like the fact that Dragon Ball Z cast got replaced. Like, I've been hearing those voices since '95 with Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball did the first season, the Pilaf Saga, and then they stopped. But then they went to Dragon Ball Z the next year. So I listened to those voices for about 4 years, and those were the voices I knew. Then like 2000 showed up, and I was like, yeah, they're coming back. They didn't. Like, the show came back after showing the same episodes in a loop. And, you know, Saiyan Saga and all the way up to Namek, and then like, it was like, could he be a Super Saiyan? Find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z, which will be in 5 years. So I was like butthurt about, oh, my favorite voice actors aren't there. And I would like, when there was auditions for, this is like fan auditions for stuff, for like Vegeta, I would give them like 2 options. I'd give them my Chris Sabat voice, which I'd purposely do bad. And then I'd do a Brian Drummond impersonation, which I tried my best to do. And there was a guy named Duncan. I don't know, he had a Dragon Ball Z site. He was like the head guy, I think, probably. I don't know. But he had a site. And he found out I was like trashing on Chris Sabat, mostly because I really didn't like Chris Sabat at all. Because okay. When someone who's a fan of something finds out when there's a change, people don't like the changes. If they put a face on those changes, they blame that. And Sabat was the face to all the changes for me, especially Brian Drummond, because he was my favorite. So I was like, oh, Chris Sabat, he's like the casting guy. He voices like 20 characters. He voiced, at the time when the show initially started, he was voicing Vegeta, Raccoon, Birder, Jace, Raditz, Nappa. This like early Saiyan Saga. Yamcha. But half of those got recast later, but you know, it's like, this guy. So I'd always, you know, he was like, Chris Sabat, that guy, Sabat, But most people don't, you know, nowadays it's like, they've been voicing him for over 20 years, so it's like, oh, he's the only voice of Vegeta I know. Yeah, he's the voice of Vegeta. That's Piccolo I grew up with. Yeah, he's awesome. And they could probably never understand how it feels to have that voice go away. Like hey, this guy's horrible. Oh, I don't like him. But yeah, I was like that. And the guy named Duncan, he was like, well, you're crap. You can't voice that. You don't even sound like Chris Sabat when you did an impersonation. I was like, well, no, I can sound like him if I wanted to. It's just that I don't like the way he sounds. And he's like, well, you're crap. I mean, this guy's crap. Like honestly, it was like, it wasn't even a conversation with me. It was like he found my clip of me making fun of him in my audition, and he put it on his website. And he was like, listen to this joker. He's trying to do the voice. Ooh. And I was like, hey, oh, that's not nice. And he was like, and then I contacted him and he was like, we had a chat on MSN Messenger or something. He was like, well, you shouldn't crap on Sabat. He's trying his best. And I was like, yeah, but I don't like him. He's been voice acting for like a year. And Brian Drummond's been voice acting for, at the time, like 10 years. So he got 10 years experience and stuff. I was like, yeah, but they ain't right to cry. So when it came to when it comes to situations like voice actors changing that you're attached to, like the Evangelion thing with Netflix, how everybody's like, oh, the Evangelion dub is horrible. Oh, they changed stuff. Oh, their voices, they don't. That's not my Shinji or whatever. I never watched Evangelion, but I'm like, yeah, I've gone through that. I'm over it. Honestly, this is man, 30 minutes of babbling about not Arale. But anyway, I'll probably put a timestamp in when I start actually talking about the sprite. But I'm just giving a rundown of what I've been up to and what I've done. That's a good story. I went to Okratron 5000 in 2000. It's 19 now. 16, 17? Yeah, 16. I think 2016. I was in the Mr. Satan voice acting class. What's his name? Chris Ragger. I was in Chris Ragger's voice acting class, and I studied under, like, he would bring in different guests. Two of them I remember who were guests and who directed us were Monica Rial and Chris Sabat. And we took a break, and I saw Chris Sabat. And after all these, you know, he was like one of my motivations for voice acting. Not because I liked him, but because I was like, oh, I could do better than this guy. So it's like 17 years of thinking, oh, this guy right here, oh, he's in charge of everything. He's good. And then I kind of got over that with Dragon Ball Z Kai. By the time Dragon Ball Z Kai came around, I actually started getting used to it. I actually liked their acting. And I was like, wow. After all these years of playing the characters, they understand the characters, they appreciate the characters. And their acting is improved. I mean, like, after dubbing half the series and then going back and dubbing all the episodes again and then going over the stories again and all the video games and then the new series showing up, like Yu Yu Hakusho and I don't even know if I said that right. You know, all the shows that Funimation got and all those castings they did and all those video games. Like, they were constantly working on voice acting and they knew what they were doing. And when I saw Chris Sabat and he introduced himself to me, I shook his hand and I said, I'm gonna be honest, I was one of the guys who used to, like, crap on you every time I got a chance online back in the day, and I like to say I'm sorry for that. And you've really, like, I appreciate your acting. You've really grown, and it's better than you've grown as a character, and you appreciate the character and all that stuff. And I appreciate your performance and what you've done for the series and stuff. And he was like, yeah, I really appreciate that. And he's like, you know, I understand what you mean. Back then, we were just a bunch of guys who, like, almost pretty much came off the streets and then showed up and started voice acting. So we've really, I feel like we've grown too as voice actors and as directors and producers and stuff. So it's like, you know, I really feel like I backed up what I said online, you know? I went to his face and told him what I felt and stuff, you know? And then I told him that I appreciated what he's done and that he's way better than he used to be. And that it's kind of weird. I'm trying to do a synopsis of what I just said, but you heard what I said, you know. And he remembered me when next time he saw me, which is weird. I didn't bring up that. He was like, "Hey, do I know you from somewhere?" I was like, "Yeah, I was part of Chris Ragger's voice acting class." And he's like, "Oh, okay, yeah." It's 10:05. So yeah, I kept it real. I didn't kiss his butt because he was right in front of me. I told him the journey of my tolerance for things that are different. So if your voice cast gets changed, like Powerpuff Girls gets changed to a new cast, just deal with it. If, like, accept that you don't like it, but that's what they were looking for. If Evangelion gets replaced, hey, you still got the other stuff, right? What else got changed? Why am I talking about this? Oh yeah, because I'm playing Goku in Dragon Ball Hyper Dragon Ball Z. I'm doing his voice. And there are people who don't like me doing this voice. But hey, I understand. That's what that whole story was about. I understand. You've heard You've heard Sean Schimmel for all these years. And hey, he's your Goku. That's great. I could probably try to sound like him if I wanted to. But they didn't want me to sound like him. So I didn't try to sound. I just sound like this. You know. Not that I couldn't sound like him if I felt like it, or even get close. But I didn't even try. Because they didn't want me to try to do that. They're doing something different, you know? And they didn't ask me to do an impersonation because, you know, this is art. You know, you interpret it, you know. This is Hyper Dragon Ball Z. Hyper. Allergies. But yeah, they're trying something different, and they're trying to make it their own. Their Vegeta doesn't sound like it. But you could criticize my performance too. But my voice is a little deeper than what I'm playing them at. And I don't want Goku to go, "Ugh!" And he's supposed to go, "Ah! Ah!" You know, stuff like that. Anyway, now I'm talking about Hyper Dragon Ball Z and stuff. Let's talk about Arale and Neko Majin. So, I'm working on Arale now because it's not really I'm burnt out with Neko Majin Z. It's just that I don't want to show anymore. Hey, long time no see, Unbound Brain says, yo, happy to have you. You got here at the good time, you know, instead of me rambling for the past 40 minutes. I'm going to talk about what I have planned for Arale and why I'm not working on Neko at the moment. So you can only do so much without, I don't know, without a programmer. I have no programmer for Neko Majin Z. It's just really been just a giant sprite pack up to this point. So even with the moves I want to do, like I want to work on like the big super hyper ultimate whatever things they have. And I don't want to show my hand as far as that is concerned, because then everyone will know what this like biggest super ultra moves would look like, and that's not fun. Part of the discovery with these characters is finding the new moves and seeing what they look like. That's why they have videos dedicated to that. Where am I? So I am going to start working on Arale instead for the streams, because I was like, it's just nice to show people the progress of working on a character and, you know, how I start a character. And I start from the basics, like required frames, and I work my way up to the actual attacks. Which I am about to show you. What am I? Show, no. Okay. I am going to... What is it? Dude, what's up there? I'm going to show you all the... Like, I have a sheet of required frames. It was on the Hyper Dragon Ball Z Discord. Oh, Unbound Brain. It says, Goku's new move should look like a sword. Reason I have none. Just what I want to see. Hey, that's the thing about Mugen. You can do that. Or you could get a character who does have a move like a sword. What's his name? That fusion character? Vegito? Or Gogeta? Yes, that soul sword looking thing. Where he stabs people and... Or is it Gogeta? Can't find him. Compatibility sprites, here it is. Okay, I'm gonna switch to my main stage. So, slap up. Alright, my camera. Right, okay. You see all of these? These are the get hits. This is what I'm gonna do for Arale. First things, I've got a standing sprite done. I had to edit that because I edited the character. But yeah, I got a standing sprite animation done, and next things I'm gonna do are... I don't know if I want to do get hits. I'm probably just gonna edit everything I've already done. I'm going to edit the walking animation. I'm going to edit the walking backwards animation. I'm going to edit the jumping animation to fit the new design for the sprite. Oh yeah. Life's... How is life? Life's a challenge. Like, I've been trying to exercise more. Like, I'm actually, like, using the total gym that's... Like, Chuck Norris. You know, Chuck Norris has a total gym. I'm like, I'm gonna be like Chuck Norris. So, I'm using the total gym. I'm probably gonna work out on the total gym before I go to sleep. I've been waking up in the... Well, I'm either waking up really early in the morning before the sun comes out to text the sun, or I'm staying up late, not being able to sleep, and saying, hey, let's go run in the morning time. Yeah. I've been living a pretty sedentary life, sitting at a computer, drawing, or spriting, or animating, or doing auditions for projects. And, you know, it's good to have a healthy mind and spirit, but if you really want to unify things, like raise your spirits and stuff, get your body in tune with how your mind is and how you feel, you know? If your body's good, then it'll help your, probably, let's say, serotonin levels and your brain chemistry, stuff like that. You know, if you feel bad physically, it'll affect your mind and your attitude, and probably get depressed and stuff. I don't want to feel like that. I don't want to give time to being depressed. Let's give some time to feeling positive and doing something, you know? Have a goal. Go for it. That's how I feel, anyway. So yeah, I'm walking and jogging and using the total gym and stuff like that. Yeah, that's how I'm doing. Just trying to keep my mind off of negative things. I do think about money a lot. Thinking about monetizing stuff all the time. But my problem is I don't have a direction. I'm kind of directionless. My direction is, oh, I can do this. Or I can do that. Or I'm going to do this. I'm going to voice act? Yeah, I'm going to focus on voice acting. Well, what about the sprite animating? Oh yeah, I'm going to sprite animate. What about comic books? Oh yeah, I'm going to make comic books. It's like, what about voice? So it's like I'm just drawn towards so many things. I can't focus on one thing. If I actually put my mind on focusing on one thing, I could probably get something accomplished and be known for something. Hey, that's that guy who does a lot of stuff. Hey, that's that voice actor guy. hey, that's not, you know, it's like, I'm not, you can't really pin me down. You can say it, someone said, oh, you're a Renaissance man, that's really cool, you can do a lot of stuff, and it's like, you know, it's like, practitioner of many disciplines, but master of none. That's, people like specialists. People like people who specialize in things. Yeah. It's good to be healthy, you know, like, I'm still not eating healthy, you know? I'm doing intermediate fasting, which is getting me on a schedule of when I'll eat stuff. So instead of eating all day, I eat kind of like part of the day. It's probably not healthy. Probably is healthy. The way I see it, I'll probably eat less calories if I condense it to a time, because it's like I really will eat all day if given the opportunity. But yeah, I'll change my diet soon. If I had the money, I'd already be changing my diet, but that's sparse. Yep. Find something and aim for it. This is America. Capitalism. That's the real true freedom. Being your own boss. If you want that. Oh yeah. Sprites. Yeah, sprites. Sprites. Okay, these are the required sprites for Hyper Dragon Ball Z. You need hit animations, normal hit, gut hit. I think there's another extreme of this for when you get hit really hard. Uppercut, crouch, hit, tripped. Yeah, I think you only need 2 for trip. This is pretty outdated. There should actually probably be a better version of this. I feel like if there was a better version of these required frames, people would have a good base to actually attempt to make a Dragon Ball Z, Hyper Dragon Ball Z character, instead of just, you know. I don't think I would have got as far as I did with Neko Majin Z if I didn't have this. These sprites. Because you start off and you're like, you could think of a bunch of moves all day. Because like, oh, I wish he had this or this and this or that or that. But making up stuff that, you know, doesn't, how do I say this? While you're thinking of stuff, you could actually be making stuff. Like, you're putting a lot of time into coulds when you should be working on shoulds. So, get all of these done. Knockdowns, falling, dead, shocked, midnight bliss, cursed, cheap knockout, flip KO, twist KO, my toes, get ups, dizzy. And then it comes to movement. How's your character gonna move? Like, your character can react. So your character will be like kind of a, yeah, baby steps with health. Yeah. It's good though. I think I'm getting into a routine. I still have to force myself to do stuff, but sure there'll come a point where I actually enjoy it. Anyway, with sprites, your character can be a punching bag, basically, you know? Like, your character could just stand there and get hit and react to things. And then the other step is having your character be able to move. Not attack, just move. Walk. Duck. Jump. Jump forward. Jump back. Dash. Dash back. And I actually like doing those moves first, because there's not that many. Like, look at all these reactions that you have to do. There's not much character in getting hit. You could try to fit as much as you can in there. I tried to do what I could with Neko Majin Z, which is hard for a character who has no eyes showing. Like, if you get punched, you could bug your eyes out and grit your teeth or stick out your tongue or something like that. But Neko doesn't show his teeth, so I did the most I could with, like, just his mouth opening and tongue, that stuff like that. But with Arale, it's interesting with Arale. I think I'm gonna have her mostly no cell hits, which means not really give a pain reaction. It's gonna look more like surprised or confused. It's just a blank look of, you know, like, huh? 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 One thing I'm thinking about trying to do is make her head spin around when she gets hit. But from playing Hyper Dragon Ball Z, I've noticed that the first hit, if there's multiple hits, they lock into this first animation right here on combos. The first frame of the animation, and then when they stop hitting them, they follow through usually. So I don't know how I would, like, the first frame would probably be her head halfway in, like, turn, but the rest would have to be her head fully spinning around, like with these frames, which is probably possible. It'd probably be better if it was hard to notice. It would be like an Easter egg. It's like you see her like turn sideways, and then like on her recovery, her head goes all the way around. What else? So, get all of these done. But first, I'm going to show you what I have done, I guess. I use Street Fighter 3 as my background. It's my favorite art. Anyway, this is my first Arale sprite, and then like 2 days later I revised it to this, and then earlier this year I revised it to this. And when I showed it, it got edited, and then it got edited 2 inches shorter, like 2 pixels shorter, and I decided to make it even shorter than that. Plus with no hat. And I asked everyone on Twitter if they wanted a hat, and the majority said yeah, they want the hat. That hat's pretty complicated. I've had another hat made that I may use or I may edit, but right now I don't feel like animating her with a hat. But yeah, I made her shorter. Well, someone else made her shorter, and then I made her even a few more inches shorter. I say inches, it's pixels. And yeah, it does look better shorter. And I reanimated this. I actually made her mouth move in and out with her body. Because at first it was like, she has a dead expression. I'm not gonna make her blink because she's a robot. And I remembered, who's the dude? The guy who directed the movie AI? Not Steven Spielberg, the guy before that. I think it was Francis Ford Coppola. Maybe. And in that movie, he had the robot played by Haley Joel Osment. He had Haley Joel Osment not blink the whole movie. Like for entire shots, he would just not have him blink. Because he's a robot, he doesn't need to blink. Makes him look more human and natural, but the whole movie he never blinked. And if he blinked, they redid a shot. Nowadays they would actually digitally remove the blink, because it's like less than a second. So matching up an eye from one frame and layering it over and making him not blink is pretty easy stuff. Man, I'm talking a long time. This is just going to be a talking stream apparently. But yeah, I'm not going to have Arale blink. I think I was thinking about having her throw her hat like Terry Bogard as an homage. And I was thinking about having her head fall off on her death KO. Like, just having it. I don't know if that should be her, yeah. It could potentially be her like chip KO, but I want to imitate Q's chip KO from Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, which kind of shakes and shuts down. But not only that, but I want to add Kula diamonds, like where like she's a KOF character where she drops her head and her hair falls down. I want to do that with her. So if she has a hat, her hat will fall off in front of her for the chip, and she'll stop moving, and then her hair will fall down in front of her face, and she'll freeze in place. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Anytime you can like make the characters not feel so restricted by what they're wearing, not make them feel restricted by the constraints of being 2D or a sprite. You make them feel more alive and more real. It's kind of like, that's one of the good things about 2D games, that you can manipulate the sprites a lot without having to manipulate. You have no restrictions with sprites. You can change them any way you want. With a character model, you have to remodel them, or you have to find a way to swap one model out for another. The biggest difference with Street Fighter in 3D versus Street Fighter in 2D, if you look at one example, it's the Hadouken that Ryu throws. That Hadouken in Third Strike and in the 3 series, his whole gi, like, it changes. It like really has impact to it that he doesn't have in actual 3D models. The 3D model would have to be physically changed. 3D models probably not of the 3D model is keyframe. It's not reacting to the actual physics. Like, they didn't model the clothes and then put them on the character model. They modeled the character model with the clothes, so they can only do so much. And that's just a limitation of the hardware that they were using. But with sprites, you don't have those limitations that, you know, polygons and vectors have. You can do whatever you want. Yeah, I've got a lot of ideas for Arale. That's the thing. Once you start getting close to the bigger moves on characters, it gets complex. You don't want to repeat what other people have done in the past. You want to give it its own flair. You don't want to show too much. But with Arale, I'm kind of working from the ground up. Like, I'm still gonna add the hat, maybe, if I want to. You're not the boss of me. But I have to edit this sprite, this walking sprite. First thing I'm probably gonna do is edit this expression. I don't really like it. She'll probably have her eyes closed. It's not a blink, it's just walking with your eyes closed. Eyes closed, mouth open. And this is the walk back frame. I like the expression on this. But ever since I made this sprite this many pixels shorter, I have to make these sprites shorter. All the other sprites I've done animated already, I've got to adjust them too. Unbound Brian asked, have you ever thought of maybe getting a team together and trying to become a competitor to a company like Spirit and Death Battle? I've been offered that before. Like, the way I understand it would work would be, instead of taking the brunt of a YouTube channel by yourself, it's basically forming a Voltron. Like, someone makes something on Monday, Someone makes something on Wednesday, someone makes something on Friday, and they all edit those videos for the week and then they post it on the same channel. And instead of one person being responsible for all the videos that week, or in that schedule or whatever, it would be a joint effort to make content for one channel. My problem is, my content, which is, you know, sprites, I don't know, it's kind of niche. I don't know where it would fit into anything. The reason people do reviews and top 10s is because that content is always fresh. Like commentary. If you wanted to do commentary on video games or anime or pro wrestling or cars or whatever, you could reference websites that specialize in news for those things. You can go to those in the morning, and then you probably give a link at the bottom to where you were reading it from, or you just say, hey, I'm reading this article from Kotaku, or I don't know, GameTrailers.com, or Screw Attack, some other site, and you give your comments on it and how you felt. And when it came to reviewing stuff like movies, you say, hey, I watched this movie, here's what I felt about it. Came to a product, like there's two Japanese brothers who are, I think they're musicians, they're singers, and they have YouTube channels. They release content every day, and mostly it's one of them, it's mostly about what he's purchased over eBay, over Amazon or wherever, and him using the product. So if you go to the store and you buy some water, you do your introduction, you say, I've got this brand of water and I'm gonna try it out, and you're like, ionized, filtered, added minerals for flavor. I feel refreshed. I like that. Try out this water. Or if you buy Wacom tablet, and say, or stylus, I got this new stylus. Let's try it out. It has different nips for the pens, and it feels really comfortable in my hands. Stuff like that. Music, I don't know how music does. Wrestling, it's like pro wrestling. You watch the show every week. Then you give your comments. What they could have did better. What matches you liked. Who you think's getting underutilized. You should get a push. What you can predict. But when it comes to art, it's like, that's what you could make stuff. This channel was supposed to be about me making cosplay costumes. And I figured, oh yeah, I can get a lot of video over that. And I did. I got like 20 to 18 hours of me working on stuff. And I double speeded, and I tried to edit it the best I could, but man, just finding a way to double speed video on the computers, like editing programs, is no joke. I would use Windows Movie Maker that can like speed video up by like 36 or 48 or whatever. But I switched to Sony Vegas, which took more video formats and higher qualities and had more options. And while it could speed things up, it was finite on how much it could speed things up. I can't take a video that's like 8 hours and condense it down to like 2 minutes with that. But I could do that with Movie Maker. So that's one of the reasons I haven't produced a new cosplay video, because I have to use that. I have to jump between programs to edit. It's like I edit one part, I use one feature on here, and then I move it, and I change the format, and I move it here, and move it there. And with those cosplay videos, I like to do a special intro. Like, I do a intro, like, which is an introduction, just a stinger at the beginning, like me saying something like, oh, hi there, and then I pause it, and then I introduce what I'm going to talk about. Then I quadruple or quintuple or whatever the speed of the video, add some music to it, then it stops, then I use the footage from then I add a, you know, goodbye sort of thing there. I still have footage from 10 years ago of me working on Ganon. Yeah, just Ganon, not Ganondorf. I worked on that 3 years ago. I still need to edit that. I still plan on making more videos of that. I just haven't thought of really funny or interesting intros and outros, which are, that's like the most entertaining part of that, because the rest of it's just sped up video. But yeah, if I went on my comfort zone of trying to do these videos on making things or streams, and just try making something easier, like comic book reviews would be easy. That's like not even reviews, like if I had the money to go to the comic book store and buy things and give my comments on it, or at least just talk about what I did buy. Like, I had a video series I was trying to do called the Comic Box, and that was going to be me opening boxes of what I ordered and talking about, you know, hey, this is what I got in the box, hey, I'm gonna read these books and I hope they're good, see you later. Even me just freeforming that, like recording that and then editing that took, like, still takes an hour for every minute of video for that. Interested in helping out more with the YouTube videos? Maybe. I don't know if I'm depressed. I probably am, but I haven't gone to the doctor since I was 9 years old, so I can't say I'm clinically depressed or clinically anxious or whatever. But yeah, it's like a struggle to motivate myself or focus. My focus is really bad, so it's like, do I have ADD? I don't know. I don't think I do. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe I'm just tired. I don't know. Am I depressed? Maybe that's making me tired. I don't know. Maybe. Not clinically diagnosed. No. Anyway, yeah, that's weird. I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna feel day to day. I have to mentally prep myself before I do stuff. Not just like physically prepare, like, okay, I need to get the music ready. I've got to get all the windows open for the chat. I've got to have all these sprites ready. Hey, let's spin them. It's more like, okay, I'm gonna have to take a trip to an audition or a recording session on the 21st. I'm gonna have to go record a radio play out somewhere. I don't know where it is. I've got to make sure I have my GPS, I have the coordinates, I have the address. And even that day, before that day, I'm like, okay, I gotta make sure I get enough sleep. And usually I don't go to sleep. I get so nervous I don't go to sleep before I have to go to recording sessions. So I get like either no sleep or like 3 hours of sleep. By the time I fall asleep, it's time to wake up, sort of thing. I'm like, should I eat something? It's like, you don't want your stomach growling while you're recording. But yeah, it takes me mental preparation. I have to like say, okay, you're not going to be at home. You're going to have to actually go somewhere. Are you ready to go somewhere? What could go wrong? Probably nothing, but are you going to be prepared? Do you have enough gas? Is your oil alright? Is your car clean? Maybe someone will see your car and say, ew, I don't want to work with this guy. Wash your car. Wear clean clothes. Are you gonna shave? Make sure you have enough time to shave. You're gonna get a haircut. You're gonna look neat. Did you wash your clothes? Make sure you wear clean clothes. Brush your teeth. Do you brush your teeth? You know, it's all that stuff. I kind of get paranoid that I'm gonna make a bad first impression. Because you know, in a way, every meeting is like a first meeting. But yeah, I'm paranoid about. I always try to present myself the best I can, or at least if it's not the best, it's the way I want to present myself. Like having dreadlocks, I was like, yo, I'm a rebel, I'm cool, you know, I'm hip. But you know, I'm older now. I don't need to have long hair. It's weird having long hair. You know what it's like having long hair? When you're running, especially dreadlocks, they're like thick, they're like pink. It's like wearing a mop on your head, basically. And it's like, you have hair whipping you in the face when you're running, so you have to, or if you're eating, you have to pull your hair back, or you're gonna, like if you're eating spaghetti or soup or something, you look down, every time you look down, your hair could fall in your food, and you have spaghetti dreads. If you're in a bag of Cheetos, oh, I got Cheeto dreads. So while I got it mostly for the movement, like, because I watched Jackie Chan movies, and Jackie Chan said, cool thing about having long hair is like when you go like this, your hair keeps moving, so it adds motion to your hit. And I was trained to be a pro wrestler back then. And I was like, oh, that's cool. If I had long hair, I could like take a hit and go, whoo, and my hair would keep going. I wish I had my long hair for my audition, but I cut it before then. Probably would have helped. And you look more jubilant and energetic. Now this isn't going anywhere. Okay, anyway, let's. Huh? Fun fact: did you know that in my info book you inspired one of my main characters? I think you told me that back when we were in school. I appreciate that. I'm kind of like all over the place. I appreciate that. Try to be as cordial as possible with everyone. Even people don't like my voice acting. But I avoid criticism of my voice acting. The way I see it, people are free to criticize it if they want. They can like it, not like it. As long as I don't go looking for it. Like, ooh, what do people think about my Scottish accent? What do they think about it? Do they even know it's supposed to be Scottish? Not only is it Scottish, it's Glaswegian. Ooh, do they appreciate it? All the time I put into trying to learn this? Do they like it? You know, I try not to search myself. I try not to have a big head about stuff like that. I just part of me just tries to think of it as a job, you know? Like I voice act. Sometimes. Rarely. When I get a role. Rest of the time it's fun. Or audition. Mostly auditions. Like 95%. Man, my voice. 95% auditioning and then like 5% actually getting the job. But yeah, I could, if I wanted to, I could push my voice acting. I could be like, hey, I'm the voice of... That's like colon. I'm the voice of colon and SMITE. Hey, everybody! Have a wild intro and all that stuff and talk about SMITE. I don't even know how to play SMITE. I tried to, but I don't get it. I like the character though. I looked up all the mythology and stuff. It's really good. Oh, thanks. Your voice is awesome, brother. If I ever was able to turn my book into an anime, you'd be the first person I call. Oh, thank you very much. Is your book a novel, or was it supposed to be a comic? Because the way I see it, a lot of people use comics to get into Hollywood or to pitch their ideas. Like if you've got a good idea, if you put it in a comic form, that's like handing people a storyboard to look at your new movie. The movie Cowboys and Cowboys and Aliens. That whole script was a movie script. It got turned into a comic that they were trying to auction off for like 10 years. So every year they go to Comic-Con, set up a booth, and then they look for all the movie people that showed up. And then they hand them one of their comic books and try to get them made into a movie. Final result wasn't that great as far as movies go, but hey, they auctioned it off and they got money. And then when it comes to manga, you make your manga, and if it's a good seller and people like it, that's the litmus test of if people want to turn it into an anime. Because it's like, they've got proven commodity that they can try to get the fans from the book to watch the show and see what the differences are and stuff like that. And it works. It always works, for the most part, unless you try to change things, like Spider-Man Unlimited. That was weird. But using proven commodities and changing them over works. Like screen adaptations, that's what they are. Like taking a novel, a play, and then you turn it into a movie. Make some money. Built-in audience. Built-in audience. But yeah, if you ever need to do an animatic or anything, just to try to sell the idea or pitch an idea for a cartoon or anime or something, yeah, I'll do voice acting for you. As long as, you know, as long as you know what you're doing. Unbound Brian says it's supposed to be a comic first, but my art abilities are lacking, so I wrote it as a book. I plan to make a 7-book series so far, though we're only at 1. Yeah, just with today's modern technology of crowdfunding, you could get the book made. You could either that, or you could just put it on Amazon as an electronic book. I wouldn't expect much money from it, because it always comes down to promotion though. You've got to promote your work. Like, you've got your YouTube channel, you can use that. But I've noticed that cross-pollination with other creators is the main way to grow audiences. Get invited onto podcasts and live streams with other writers and other people like promoting books. Like, find where they promote books, go there, see if you have a chance of getting there. Because sometimes it's like people just need content. Anyway, this water's got me ready to go. Anyway, yeah, Arale is the next goal. I'll try to stream next week, or I'll probably try to up my stream amount just to stay busy, but I have gotten some opportunities as far as animation and spriting go. I'm going to do some sprites for more sprites for the comic book Fighting Street. Is it Fighting Street? Final Street. Yeah. They've commissioned me to do another sprite for them. There's other projects that have commissioned me for the sprites. I'm gonna try to get those done hopefully tomorrow, I guess. And so the sprite market is starting to pick up a little bit. Like, people are actually willing to pay money. I just discipline. I've got to discipline and focus. My focus is all over the place. Like, if you watch this video, try to stay on topic, but one topic flies into another, and then I try to reel myself back in, and yeah. Oh, no problem. Just you could go for, when it comes to promoting yourself, you could. It's easier to go for probably channels with like 500 subscribers or less than 1,000, because they're trying to build their content up, and you're trying to build your audience up. So if you're on their channel and they like you, they'll probably subscribe to you. And since you could either make your channel about maybe a vlog about your life. Like, that's what it was when I was frequently going to your channel. It was a vlog. So you could either make it a vlog about your life, or you can make it a vlog about producing a book, or it could be 2 different topics. Or you could probably do live streams. But yeah, you gotta grow audience for your book. I'm growing an audience for these characters I'm making, and there's people interested in that. When people see I'm gonna make Neko Majin Z, or I'm gonna make Arale, they get interested and they subscribe to see what I do next, or if I even do anything next. Golly, we're talking a long time. There's an eBay auction that I'm really interested in, so I'm probably gonna have to leave. But yeah, find people who need content and offer to be a guest. You can either use Skype to talk to them, or you could just do an audio sort of thing. I did some interviews on my channel during Inktober. I think it was, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, or I don't know. I skip sometimes, but I used Discord to do my interviews, and I would draw the characters from that people had from their stories or whatever, and I talked to them about how they came up with stuff, and just having audio and a visual was enough. And they're getting rid of Google Hangouts, which is probably what most people would use, but yeah, you can use Discord. Discord's audio is really clear, and it only takes one person to have it to do interviews. But collaborations are the way to go. And it's good to get into things on the ground floor when they're just starting something. You know, that's what I try to do. If there's an opportunity open, I try to jump on it before it gets big. Try to make it successful. Unbound Brian says, yeah, I mostly do geek-related content now, but I can use the book as merch. Anyway, gotta go. Thank you again for the tips. Brother, I'm going to take your advice. Oh, yeah, no problem. Hope you're successful with your channel and your book, and your audience grows. And I wish you the best in life. Have a good night. I should probably wrap this up. So, let's see who has subscribed and stuff over the past few months. It's been a month, right? Yeah, it's been a month since I've done this. Where are you? Where are you? Oh yeah, MUGEN Fighting Guild. This is a good resource for learning how to make sprites and MUGEN characters. It's suggested to anyone starting off. These people have been making these characters for probably as long as MUGEN's been around. What is this? I've got my chat, but what I'm looking for is my subscribers, my new subscribers. I wanna give them a shout out. Excuse me. Let's get this out of the way. Actually, this is probably more interesting to look at than that screen. Probably. This is from 2 years ago. And these, my cliff portrait for Neko Majin Z was made, and my energy bar portrait were made by ZX2, and that saved me a lot of time. I made these based on a photo. But yeah, I'm gonna let this, keep this here. I'll try to find where my dashboard announcements are. I want to give a shout out to my subscribers. I have gotten a lot of subscribers. Here we go. This, nope. Is this it? Streamlabs? Alright, Streamlabs, here we go. I'm going to give shoutouts to everyone who has subscribed to me in the past month. Skip a bunch of stuff. Alright. One month ago, Vegito subscribed. Thank you very much for subscribing. Hope I won't let you down for another month, and I will try to keep the streams more frequently. The next subscription was newchallenger.net. Thank you, newchallenger.net. I will try not to let you down. I will try to keep up with the progress and get these characters made. And I got a new follower on Twitch, which is really rare. To be more crazy. Thank you for following me to be more crazy. I need more people on Twitch. Definitely. I don't stream every day. Once a week was a challenge, I guess. Things hit me pretty hard. I was keeping strong, but then the house of cards just came tumbling down. King Dosbag Productions has subscribed. Thank you, King Dosbag Productions. I'll try to keep you updated. That was 20 days ago he subscribed. Oh man, really good artist, musical artist. DeMarcus 008 subscribed 18 days ago. Thank you, DeMarcus. Keep rocking. Keep those jams jamming and bust them groove. 14 days ago, M.U.G.E.N. M.U.G.E.N. Subscribe. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. I appreciate you subscribing. I'll try to keep you up to date with the character. I hope you stick with me, and I'll try to stick with this. And that's everybody. That's everybody. Okay, I appreciate you joining me tonight. It's been a long night. I wasn't expecting to be here that long. I wish I could have sprite it for you, but I didn't. Let's go back to the face cam. Right. It's been a busy month for me. Busy 2 months or whatever. I appreciate everyone subscribing to me. You stick with me. I'll try to stick with you. Let's hang in there, get these characters made. It'll be a lot of fun. If you want, you could start making a character of your own at this point too. Everything's on the ground floor up. So this is gonna be really introductory stuff. I've got a sprite. I've got graphic scale. If you got questions, I got answers. Maybe not the answers you want to hear, but they're answers, and they're free-ish. They'll cost you your time. If you've got time to spend, this is a good place to spend it. Anyway, thank you everyone for joining me, and until next time, be seeing ya. Stay out of trouble.